I have a feeling I will get my first 5-star in March. Needs to happen. If you want, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be all about the books that I'm hoping to read during the month of March, my TBR. I'm really excited because March is finally the beginning of me choosing what I want to read. I feel like I've been in a reading slump. In February, all month long, I was doing my 1 week 1 shelf, which is a ton of fun. I'm still doing it right now. The only thing is that I, so far, have not been finding favorites. I haven't been choosing what I want to read. It's all, from the jar. Now, I need to focus on finishing some books because I'm in the middle of like 20, and I need to try and find some that I will love. So first off, let's start with the ones that we picked for the Patreon book club. The first one, it was pretty tight, actually. It was pretty tight. I was super excited to read all 3 of these, and I am very happy that Remnant Population won. This is an adult sci-fi. I've been trying to read older sci-fi. I say older because I think it was published in 96, so it's not old, but I feel like sometimes on Booktube we tend to focus a lot on like new releases and forget, older ones. And older sci-fi written by women, I don't have a ton on my shelves, and I've been wanting to do that. So this one, the premise sounds super interesting. You follow this older woman. She did all the things. She got married, she had babies, they've grown up, her husband passed away, and now she wants things to be about her, focus on herself. And she lives on a different planet that is owned by a corporation that decides to kick off everyone at one point, and she decides to stay behind. And then one day these people come on the planet, they all get murdered, and I don't know if it's going to be like, is it horror, first contact with aliens, what is it? But she realizes that she's not the only person or thing on the planet, and that sounds really cool. I need to know if it's going to be my first 5 stars. I have a good feeling about it. It's not too big. It's like just over 300 pages, but I'm super excited to read it, and I'm glad you felt the same. The premise just sounds so cool. And actually, you know what? It didn't win. It was in second place, but I think I'm going to try to find time to read this one anyway. The Wall, because I bought this purposely because it sounded a little bit similar to another book that I really liked last year, which was I Who Have Never Known Men. So The Wall is following this woman, once again, older female character, who is traveling. She's in the mountain, and one day she realizes that she is stuck behind an invisible wall, and she has to survive on her own with only for company a cow, hence this cover, a cat, and a dog. So I think it's going to be very character driven and maybe more like speculative fiction sci-fi. I need to know. I need to know. Hopefully, once again, will be favorites. I've just been on a kick of trying to find books like these. If you have any recommendations, let me know. But this is it. This is happening most likely in March. The second book for the book club is going to be our classic for the month of March and April, and it is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. This is my last full-length novel by the author, and for me, this is my epic revenge story. If you don't know, English is my second language. This was the first book that I tried to read all by myself after high school, and I failed. I put it down after like 5 pages because I understood absolutely nothing. To be fair, Jane Austen is hard if you don't speak English. But yeah, it needs to happen now. I need to know. I'm prepared to not love this one. I've mentioned in the past, I tend to prefer her stronger female characters, and I believe Fanny, the main female character here, isn't. But maybe I will fall in love anyway. I really love her writing. I feel like she's always a little bit sassy, and fingers crossed I do. If not, it's my last one. I will be able to finally do video reviewing all of them, letting you know which ones I preferred, blah, blah, blah. But it's a fairly chunky one. It's kind of my edition that's pretty thick, but I will get to watch the adaptations afterwards. So, bonus. But yeah, it needs to happen. I have been wanting to for a while. It's been on my shelf for a while, so one of my goals this year is also to continue or finish series, and we started this one in February. I will be talking about book 1 in my wrap-up at the end of the month, but the first book was Wild Seed, which was wild, and I want to continue. So book 2, which is Mind of My Mind. This is an adult sci-fi. It's Octavia E. Butler. She's one of my favorite authors, and this is the last series that I have yet to read by her, and this is weird, straight up weird. All of her books are sci-fi, but like a subgenre that is different. This one you're following people with superpowers. It's a bit of a stretch, but kinda. And I kind of hated it, but I kind of loved it. I don't know how she does it. She's so good at making me and everyone else very uncomfortable with her books. But it somehow works. You will need to push through if you're reading this one. If that's your first book by her, please don't do that. But the book is divided in 3 parts, and by the 3rd part I was sold. But at first, if this was my first book by her, I would have never read anything else by her. Just saying it. There's like incest and like almost a sex scene with a dolphin. Yeah. So I do want to continue because I know if I don't do it right away, I will not do it. So speaking of wanting to continue and finish series, this is the last book in the second series, the second Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, The Lost Metal. I started this one, which is the next category in this video. I need to finish the books that I've started, and this one is going to be one of the first ones. I do have access to the audiobook from the library, so I might flip-flop to help myself, because I haven't been reading a lot of fantasy in the last year, really. And since I've enjoyed a lot of his work, I'm hoping that this will, you know, give me the kick in the butt to actually start doing it again. And yeah, I really like the banter between the characters. I love the world building magic system. And it's the last book, and since it's Brandon Sanderson, his endings are always mind-blowing. So I'm hoping it will be the case. Please do this for me. I'm already 10% into it, so, you know. You know what? Let's go through all the books that I've started that I really want to read. I tried to pick only a few to, like, focus on, but, like, it's a problem. I feel like that has contributed to the reading slump I've been feeling. Like, why do I not finish books? Like, I could finish 10 books this week if I just focus on them, but I'm not doing it. The one that I'm 100% finishing in March, it's going to be A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. This is the prequel to the Priory of the Orange Tree. The book is officially coming out on the 28th of February, and I'm dying to read it, or I should say finish it. I've read the first third, but in February, since I was doing my 1 week, 1 shelf, I had to put it down. And so far, that first third was even better than the first book. It was so good. I feel like every point of view is very consistent and strong. I feel like some people didn't care for all the point of view in book 1. So just putting it out there, so far, super strong. I was really enjoying it. Adult fantasy, I don't think I've mentioned it. It's a thick one. It's over 800 pages. It's officially coming out, like I said, at the end of this month. I have pre-ordered a copy. Indigo was having a sale and I want to get it. It's so pretty. But yeah, so far I was really enjoying it. I just need to do it. I mean, it's so big, it's kind of scary, but the other one that I really need to read and finish this month is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Once again, this one I am still at 28%. If you've seen my vlog in January, nothing changed, nothing. I am enjoying the humor. It's giving like Princess Bride vibes. But I don't really care about the story so far. Like, she's trying to go save, you know, her love interest. But I don't know. I've heard that it gets better pretty much at this point. It is a fairly quick read, so it just needs to happen because I want to read it since it was, you know, secret project number 1. And the second one will come out soon, so I need to just, you know, keep up. So yeah, you can see not very enthusiastic, but I just need to give it a second shot, and if I'm not enjoying it, I'll just DNF it, but I need to actually try. A few books are actually coming out in March that I really want to read. The first one I have pre-ordered, and it is The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson. This is going to be a last shot for the author because I've read a lot of his books, and my favorite is the first one that I read, which was the book before that, which is The Kind Worth Killing, which is about a woman that meets a man at a bar at an airport, and they end up planning the murder of his wife. Cool. I loved it at the time. I feel like sometimes I'm worried, like if I were to reread it, would I still give it 5 stars? I don't know. But there was just so many twists. I was really enjoying it. And since this is, you know, the sequel, I want to know if I like it. If I don't, I will give up on the author. But if I do, I might not. I will attempt to vlog it, but to be fair, I did say that about the previous book that he came out with, and I ended up stopping vlogging it because it was really boring. If a book is boring, I feel like the vlog is boring, but I'll try. Another one that is coming out in March is Assassin's Reality, which is the second book, the sequel after Vita Nostra, which was finally translated in English. Took years apparently, but this is the weirdest book. One of the weirdest books that I've read ever. Magical School, just so strange. You have no idea what's going on, but I couldn't put it down. I needed to know, and I need to continue now because Magical School is not done. So where will it go? I don't think anyone could guess. I also have access to one more advanced reader copy, Untethered Sky by Lee. I've been wanting to read more of her books, and this is an adult fantasy that is quite short. It's like 160 pages. It's coming out April 11th, so I want to read it before it comes out so I can let you know if it's worth the read or not. It kind of sounds like a revenge story, and I'm all for it. So I will let you know. I'm very excited. Otherwise, there are a few that were on my TBR earlier this year that I just didn't get a chance to get to. So 3 of them are really short, so I'm just going to mention them because I'm trying to like learn to sneak in little books in between other ones. I feel like I should focus on them. They're so short. They would be so quick and, you know, I could review them, but I just forget they exist. I don't know why. The first one is Galatea by Madeline Miller. Myth retelling. I love her. She's one of my favorite author. Even though her style is really not what I usually like, it just works for her. I believe this one is about sculpture of a beautiful woman, and she ends up marrying her sculptor, but I think he's a bad person. I'll let you know once I've read it, but excited. And then 2 nonfiction. The first one is Are Prisons Obsolete? And the master's tool will never dismantle the master's house. So I'll let you know. I'll try to find time for them. And then 2 more audiobooks because I do like listening to audiobooks. The first one is also nonfiction, Know My Name. Very popular. I have yet to pick it up. I have put my name on the waiting list and it's finally my turn. So we'll listen to that one. And then finally I have The Change, which this one I'm not even sure what genre it is. It's kind of fantasy, maybe? Urban fantasy, maybe? You follow these 3 women that are in a small village, and there's the body of a teenage girl that was found. She was, I think, raped and murdered, and they kind of want to get revenge. Are they like witches? I don't know. It's one of those books that like you read the premise and you're like, I still don't know what it is about, but I'm into it. So I'll let you know. I recently did a video about my library TBR, and a lot of you told me it was great, so I trust you. So this video is plenty long enough, especially since I will finally start doing my monthly videos again. We took a break in February. We're going to be doing my read it or unhaul it videos, which I'm nervous but excited to go back to. I have the bag here. For anyone who doesn't know, I am picking books from this bag for a week and just reading them or getting rid of them if I hate them. So far it's been very chaotic, and I feel like it's going to be the case all year long. So we'll see what happens. It's really fun, but really stressful too, actually, to not know what I'm going to read when I do these videos, but it's okay. We are going through books that I forgot I had, which is really good for me. It needs to, making decisions. The next time I do my unhaul video, I do one every year, usually in June. It's going to be an epic one because the shelf I've been putting them on, it's full already. That's it. I hope you are excited for the month of March as much as I am. Let me know in the comment section if you have read any of these and which ones I should focus on. Are you planning on reading some of these with me? That could be fun too. Thumbs up, subscribe. And I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, including, I mentioned my library TBR, and then I've been doing my 1 week one shelf. So if you haven't seen them, recommend them. That way I get to choose the books I want to read on the shelf. So it's a bit similar to Read It or Unhaul It, but just a bit less chaotic. I'll see you soon. Bye.